To replace Spears as his voters have their say. Tonight, dramatic new video showing what happened in the lead-up to a shocking incident outside a popular pub. Another young motorcyclist dead after a sickening crash on a busy northeastern suburbs road. The race to replace Spears as his voters have their say. Can the Libs avoid losing another seat? Security tight as protesters rally in and out again. Needless to say, they'll be keeping that window closed in the future. Good idea. Olivia Newton-John's incredible legacy lives on. The singing superstar's devoted daughter has rallied a record crowd to remember her mum and raise money for cancer research. Hear from an emotional Chloe a little later in 7 News. Well, on Flashback this week, one of the most famous stories in the annals of the Adelaide Football Club. No, not the back-to-back flags in the 90s, no, not them, but the night that Nigel Smart hot-footed his way into the history books.
Ten steps, 9 metres, burning coals generating 600 degrees Celsius.
It was unbelievable.
We can do it, we can do it, we can do it.
Red, throbbing, glowing mallee roots.
Nigel Smart was pumped up and raring to go.
Rapid Bay 1992, and the Crows were being put through their paces at their pre-season camp.
What a way to start a season, something all concerned will remember for many years to come.
But it's what happened that night that would be really unforgettable.
We're going to go firewalking by a bloke called Paul Blackburn. If that's not an omen, I don't know what is.
Nigel Smart came up with the idea 6 months ago after reading an article on Blackburn.
And I thought, well, if opposition teams can see us walking on hot coals, that's a psychological advantage.
No one was forced to take part. It was up to the individual.
So a number of senior players, call us cynical, myself, Bruce Linder, Darryl Hart, David Marshall and a few others said, no thanks, but we're going to hang around because this could get interesting.
We were told that walking on these coals would be as safe as houses.
Now, the only reason Channel 7 had the vision is because there's a lot of media there, and I got on pretty well with Max Stevens. And I said before we went to dinner, I said, Max, you should stick around with your camera because what we're going to do after dinner is going to be really spectacular. I had no idea how spectacular it would be.
Yes, 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 yes!
His feet looked terrible.
Smart wasn't looking comfortable. Serious burns to his feet.
Well, I'm not really worried about it. I got through okay. It's just a couple of little burns on the way, so it's no big deal.
He played in a trial game 5 days later, so there wasn't much damage done. It looked a lot worse than what it was.
Motivator Paul Blackburn wasn't having second thoughts, claiming very few people have been injured under his guidance.
I'm sure had we all followed, we would have done it.
3 decades on, Nigel Smart's teammates still love telling the tale.
Nigel was stomping. He gets about 3 steps in, and that look on his face, how good is it?
You got to laugh. We copped a lot of flack for it and ridicule. But as I said, my answer to that is he did it.
I'm just glad that Nigel didn't read an article about skydiving.
And while the stunt backfired, according to most players, it was damn good entertainment.
It's been a great chapter in the history of the Adelaide Footy Club.
Brucey, for once in your life, you actually were on the smart money there, not doing it.
It's the funniest day of my football career, and it had been a long day. We lost 2 teams, and the media choppers had to find them earlier in the day. So it was a culmination of